After accepting his instructions, my mother stayed in Narada's care, but because she was pregnant of me and desired my safety, Narada Muni delivered his instructions both to me, who was within the womb, and to my mother, who was serving him. My mother had forgotten all those instructions, but I, blessed by Narada, did not. So the real problem of life is the repetition of birth and death, which is like a wheel rolling up and down. This wheel, however, completely stops when one is in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, my dear friends, immediately begin with meditating upon and worshipping Him who is the super soul within everyone's heart.
All the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlad Maharaj and took them very seriously, and rejected the materialistic instructions given by their teachers. When Hiranyakashipu heard about this, he became extremely angry. He decided to kill his son, Prahlad.
O most impudent, most unintelligent disruptor of the family, O lowest of mankind, you are an obstinate fool, as you have violated my power to rule you. Today, I shall send you to the place of Yamaraj. You know that when I am angry, all the planets of the three worlds tremble, along with their chief rulers. By whose power has a rascal like you become so impudent that you appear fearless and overstep my power to rule you?
My dear king, the source of my strength, of which you are asking, is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. Without him, no one can get any strength, whether moving or non-moving, superior or inferior. Everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller. By his power, he creates this cosmic manifestation, maintains it and annihilates it. My dear Father, please do not discriminate between enemies and friends. Make your mind equiposed towards everyone. Except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world.
You rascal! You are trying to minimize my value, as if you are better than me at controlling the senses? This is overintelligence. I can therefore understand that your desire to die at my hands, for this kind of nonsensical talk, is indulged by those about to die. O most unfortunate one, you have always described a supreme being other than me, who is the controller of everyone, and who is all-pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, is he over there?
Yes, Father.
Is he over here?
Yes, Father.
Ha! Is he in that column over there?
Yes, Father.
Because you're speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from it. Now let me see your most worshipful God come protect you. I want to see it.
Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu took up his sword. Cursing Prahlad again and again, he got up from his royal throne and with great anger struck his fist against the column. Then, from within the pillar came a fearful sound, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. The associates of Hiranyakashipu became afraid, as none of them could find the origin of that sound. Then the Lord appeared from a pillar in a form never before seen, just to prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was true.
What is this creature? That is a half man and half lion?
The Lord's form was extremely fearsome because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold, his shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, his deadly teeth, and his razor-sharp tongue, which moved about like a dueling sword. His ears were erect and motionless, and his nostrils and gaping mouth appeared like caves of a mountain. His jaws parted fearfully, and his entire body touched the sky. His neck was very short and thick, his chest broad, his waist thin, and the hairs on his body as white as the rays of the moon. His arms, which resembled flanks of soldiers, spread in all directions.
Lord Vishnu possesses great mystic power, has made this plan to kill me. But what is the use of such attempt? Who can fight with me?
Thinking like this and taking up his club, Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord. When Hiranyakashipu attacked the effulgent Lord, Hiranyakashipu became invisible. Thereafter, the great demon, who was extremely angry, swiftly attacked Nrsimhadev with his club and began to beat him. Lord Nrsimhadev, however, captured the great demon along with his club, just as Garuda might capture a great snake. When Lord Nrsimhadev gave Hiranyakashipu a chance to slip from his hands, just as Garuda sometimes plays with a snake and lets it slip from his mouth, the demigods, who had lost their abodes and who were hiding behind the clouds for fear of the demon, became very perturbed. When Hiranyakashipu was freed from the hands of Nrsimhadev, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his prowess. Therefore, after taking a little rest from the fight, he took up his sword and shield and again attacked the Lord with great force. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is extremely strong and powerful, captured Hiranyakashipu, who was protecting himself with his sword and shield, leaving no gaps open. As Hiranyakashipu moved his limbs here, there, and all around, very much afflicted at being captured, Lord Nrsimhadev placed the demon on his lap, supporting him with his thighs. And in the doorway of the assembly hall, the Lord very easily tore the demon to pieces with the nails of his hand.
Ah!
Lord Nrsimhadev's mouth and mane were sprinkled with drops of blood, and his fierce eyes were impossible to look at. Licking the edge of his mouth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead garlanded himself with intestines taken from Hiranyakashipu's body. Then, after uprooting Hiranyakashipu's heart, he threw aside and turned towards Hiranyakashipu's soldiers, who had come in thousands to fight with him, and with raised weapons. But Lord Nrsimhadev killed all of them merely with the end of his nails. Being very angry and finding no contestant to face his power, he sat down in the assembly hall on Hiranyakashipu's throne. Because of fear and obedience, no one came forward to serve the Lord directly. The wives of the demigods showered flowers from heaven upon him, while the airplanes of the demigods, who desired to see the activities of the Supreme Lord, crowded the sky. The demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, approached the Lord, their hands folded at their heads, but they dared not come forward before the Lord.
My Lord, you are unlimited, and you possess unending potencies. No one can calculate your prowess, for your actions are never polluted by the material energy. Through the material qualities, you very easily create the universe, maintain it, and again annihilate it. Yet, you remain the same. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
O Supreme Lord, you are our deliverer and protector. Our shares of sacrifices, which are actually yours, have been recovered by you. By your presence, the gloom and darkness in our hearts have been dissipated. O Lord, those who are always engaged in your service, which is more exalted than liberation, do not care about the benefits of karma, artha, and dharma.
After the prayers of Brahma, Shiva, Indra, great sages, inhabitants of Pitta, Siddha, Vaikuntha, and Vidaloka, the Manus, the Prajapatis, Gandharvas, Puranas, and many other demigods, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmiji, was requested to go before the Lord by all the demigods present, who, because of fear, could not do so. But even she had never seen such a wonderful and extraordinary form of the Lord, and could not approach him.
My dear son, Prahlad, Lord Nrsimhadeva is extremely angry at your demoniac father. Please, you go forward and appease the Lord.
When Lord Nrsimhadeva saw the small boy prostrated at the soles of his feet, he became most ecstatic and affected.